Hey everyone, Melissa McHenry here, your holistic wellness coach, and I wanted to do a really brief review of heartbeat.chat, which is an amazing community software online platform that you can use to host your health and wellness business and community. It's great for courses, it's great for your fitness classes, so let's get into it. As soon as you create your account with heartbeat.chat, you have this option to decide what kind of community you want to set up. I'm using this for courses, and so I click on cohort-based course and click on next. There are tons of other videos on YouTube with the other types of communities available, but I didn't find too many that were focused on courses alone. And so I wanted to do this really brief overview. Once you click on the fact that you're going to create cohort-based courses, you can begin to design your course. It is really simple and intuitive. You give your course a name, you create the course in the way that you want to create it, and then you have the opportunity to begin charging. And it's set up so easily for you. You can connect your personal Stripe. If you don't have a Stripe account, you can get one for free and then connect your Stripe and then decide what type of membership do you want to have. There's paid membership where members pay for access to the entire community and then all of your courses are free. Or you can do what they have is called freemium, where members get access to the community. They get free access to the community, but then they have to pay for specific courses. And this is the option that I like because I do really want everyone to be able to join the community and benefit from it the same way that you might in a Facebook group. But I also want my courses to generate revenue. And so with this mock course that I created, I'm charging $19 for that. And then if you click on the view products, you can see, okay, here is a course. It's called a product, it's called a paid group, but it's actually your course that you've created, which then also creates a group to go along with it. What I love is that you can set your community theme. It's not very elaborate, so you can't do a whole lot of branding, but you can at least change the colors. I haven't uploaded my logo yet. I'll be doing that and adding an additional background color as well. They also have a really great onboarding process that takes a lot of the pressure out of writing a bio because you can create some questions that you want to ask your community, and then those questions can be auto-generated into someone's bio. And so thinking about what it is that you want people to respond to or what it is that you want to know about the people who are joining your community. You can also connect to social links if you'd like to do that. What I really love is that you can create a video and host that so people can see an introduction as they come into your community. And you can also toggle on code of conduct. And so that's super important, especially for building a brave learning space, especially in the health and wellness arena, where you want people to be able to experience vulnerability. So once you have your onboarding process set up, you can go ahead and save that. And then they also have some embedded community apps, right? So there are threads and courses. You can upload documents. You can create events. And the events are amazing because it'll send automated links and calendar invites to people. Your Zoom link will be there. They'll get notifications. There's an app for Heartbeat that is such a smoother app in my experience than some of the other course building platforms out there. And so you can have, instead of spending time and money building an app for your business, this can be your app and you can engage with your community through this. All they have to do is download the app on iOS or Google Play. So once you have all of that set up, you decide which elements you want to include. You can have discussion threads, you can have lots of things in your forum. It really is up to you how you want to set that up. You always want to make sure you save your changes before you move on to the next thing. They have a really great integration platform with tons of apps and programs that you probably use to run your business anyway, to help you stay automated, to help you manage your calendar, to help you with documents and so on and so forth. And so really great for that. We took a look at a lot of the options here. One of the things that's also great if you are a developer is you can use your API key and begin to use some other integrations, right, along with the work that you're doing. There's also this legal documents portal where you can upload your privacy policy, your terms and conditions, which is really important. And then there's this kickstart option, which allows you to create experiences for your community, so that folks are building community with one another and not solely relying on you. So you can have like a monthly hot seat, for example, where one member gets live support from the rest of the community because you can go live for free within the platform. One downside to that is that the recordings at this time are not saved in the platform. So a live really is just a live. It's not recorded. There are no replays. You can also include invitations, and so you'll get an invitation link. I'll show you that in just a moment. But once you have your course set up, you're going to go ahead and begin to build it out. And it's super simple to do that. You just click on create new module and add lessons to those. I'll show you how to do that in a moment. But I'm just setting this up. This was the back end of me getting started with the platform. And so I set up 3 modules. These modules will probably change. This is one of my entryway courses for group coaching. So it's not really a course, right? It's a group coaching process. And so there are live elements to it as well, which is also what makes Heartbeat so attractive for me in business, because I will be able to go live within the community and teach live within the community or connect to Zoom. And so once you have your module set up, you can go ahead and easily create the lessons. You can see the lessons populate right in that left sidebar. And then you can include information that you would like to have. You can add your lesson content. You can include assignments. And so, for example, if I wanted to include an accountability assignment and ask people to submit it, you can have the option for people to submit it to the public so they can get feedback from the full community, or privately just to you, right? And then that when you set up your description, you can let people know what is it that you are expecting of them. You can set a due date. The due date is optional. You can toggle that on or off, but you can set that as far out into the future as possible. One of the things that I really appreciate too about this is that when you duplicate the course, which is super easy to do, to create an additional cohort, if you're running live cohorts, right, and not having an evergreen class that people truly engage in totally 100% asynchronously. But if you want to create cohorts, then you can just make a copy and then the dates will automatically change on their own. You can also include events within your course, which is great. So if you have, for example, I'm a Zumba instructor. If I wanted to include a Zumba element in this course, in this coaching program, then I would be able to set that up as an event. As a faith and fitness coach, prayer and keeping God at the center of the work is super important for me. So if I wanted to have, for example, a weekly prayer line, then I could do that straight from this community. And it functions pretty similar to Clubhouse. The only option, and I'll get into that in the cons, is that there are not very many admin controls at this point. So when you create a cohort, if you wanted to, for example, launch your first program, you have your group of people going through that program, but then say this is a program that you run quarterly, you can just create a cohort and duplicate that. And all of the content from your founding cohort will replicate over and over into as many cohorts as you create. And so if you're on AppSumo and you take advantage of the promotion that they have right now, which is super cheap, then you have lifetime access for a one-time fee, as opposed to paying upwards of $150 for a platform that doesn't have as much opportunity to engage in community as Heartbeat does. So to get people into your course, you copy the invite link for your course and you send it out to people. You can include that, and I'll probably do another video about this of how I'll set it up on my website, but this is what it looks like when folks are trying to join your course. The checkout page is very simple. It's very clear. Your name is there, your colors, your branding is there. And there you have it, a super simple platform for your online coaching. And so let's get into some of the pros and cons. I'll probably do another video, but the first con is the first pro is the affordability. This is so affordable. I cannot believe it. The next pro is that there's a community feel. You can really, if you are a wellness coach, then you probably want to develop community with your folks. And so this is great for that with the discussion boards. And then you have unlimited courses and members. There are very few platforms that will allow you for this price point to have that many courses and members, right, without having to pay an arm and a leg. But one con is that there are lots of bells and whistles. So this is not a course building platform. It's a community platform that has courses. And so there are lots of things to move around there. One of the other cons is that there are no host controls in the live rooms, which, like, hello, you can't mute people. So that's a huge problem. And the final con is that there's no student preview mode when you are designing the course, which is super important if you're designing a course. You want to see what your students are going to be looking at. And so what I did to work around that was to create a dummy account, and then I sign in so I'm able to see and make sure that, for example, if somebody has free access to my community, that they're not able to get into one of my paid programs if they haven't paid for it, for example. There is so much that I could say about Heartbeat, so definitely be sure to stay tuned for another video where I go into a little bit more detail. But if you'd like to try out Heartbeat, there is an affiliate link in the description box, along with a link to get in on AppSumo. If you are not down on AppSumo and you're running a business, I don't know what you are waiting for to get in on AppSumo. However, you definitely need it in your life, especially if you are working to subsidize your business and getting it off the ground. It saves tons of money, tons of time, and has great resources. So find out more information in the description below, and I'll see you in the next video. God bless.